Yeah. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Dear devotees, so last class we were discussing about Najayate Mriyate Va Kadachi mantra shloka. It was so beautiful, and this is meant for the Vedantic meditation because it describes one's own nature. It is my real CV or my real biodata. But unfortunately, we are carried over by superficial biodata. That is fine. In our day-to-day life, we need all that. But our real biodata is what? Najayate mriyate va kadachi and etc. And while discussing, I made few points which we should keep on remembering. Consciousness is not the part or property or product of the body. This we should always keep. So, body has a consciousness. That's what science tries to say. I mean, empirical science. Or we also think that. But Vedanta says body doesn't have consciousness. Consciousness owns the body, or consciousness has the body. But at the same time, consciousness is neither the part or the product or the property of the empirical body. And it is an independent entity. The body is depending on something. The body is depending on food. The body is depending on the air. The body is depending on the energy. So many things. But whereas consciousness is an independent entity, it does not depend on anything. At the same time, it pervades and it enlivens the body. So rather, I would like to say it is also in the body. It is better to put is it also includes the body, because otherwise consciousness is only available in the body. Other places there is not available. It means no, consciousness also is in the body. Means it is there everywhere, including the body, physical body. So consciousness is not limited by this body or by the time. And consciousness does not perish when a person dies. This also, many people keep on asking, Swamiji, what happens to the soul when a person dies? Where does the self travel? Where does self stay when a person dies? If such questions still we have got, that means we have not understood the Vedanta properly. Consciousness never perishes. All right. Now, before going to the mantra, I will throw, probably to make you all bore or to probably to drill you in the Vedantic hammer or Vedantic driller, I would like to throw one or two things, because we keep on saying that the world is unreal or an appearance and the self alone is real and I am that self. How to understand this? Just one explanation I'll be giving today. Now, there's a beautiful red apple. Maybe Simla apple, you can say Simla apple. Simla apple is considered generally a red in color compared to a Delhi apple. So there is a Simla apple which is red in color. Or maybe it is a farm, it is a special variety, still it is dark red in color. The skin of the apple is dark red. So if you start analyzing, maybe you are a Vedantin or you are maybe a scientist, you started analyzing the apple, the first and foremost, because the skin or the utmost outer surface of the apple you are trying to discuss now. Oh, there is a beautiful red apple. So red apple, the red color of the apple, is it a quality or the property of the apple? So there's a fine discussion. There's a people won't discuss until otherwise your intellectual acumen is strong. And if you're very deep in nature, if you start discussing redness, is it the property or the quality, guna, or the swabhava of the apple? The Vedanta says it is a guna, not the swabhava. Means it is a quality, it is not the nature. So if it is a nature, you cannot remove. But whereas if it is a quality, it can remove. Now by bleaching or whatever, you can decolor the red color of the apple. That means it is a quality. Even after removing the red color, from the skin, even the apple it doesn't ceases to exist, it exists. So it is only a guna, not swabhava. All right. Now, going about little more deeper, now redness, whatever we see on the apple, today the science is saying, actually, the apple is not red. Swami, how can you say that? Because we are experiencing every day the redness. In the red apple, we are experiencing the red because we are listening to you. You can't say simply all these things. No, because the apple's molecule, the skin, the molecules of the skin doesn't have any color actually. But because of its, what do you say, inbuilt nature or the nature of the molecules or whatever, they absorb most of the lights. The pigment, there's a pigment called anthocyanin, I think. It's a pigment or a molecules. So they absorb blue color, green color, yellow color. In the light, we've got 7 colors. Most of the colors it accepts, whereas it rejects the red color. It is the nature of the molecule. It rejects the red color actually. So whatever it has been rejected, other colors has been accepted, and the red color has been rejected, and that rejected color by the molecule is making us to think that the apple is red. And today science is accepting it actually. And they go further analysis, scientists. When the light falls on the apple rejects the red wave. That is the reason we feel that apple is red. Now, till now, most of your experience was the redness in the apple is so real. Yes, because it is my experience. Every day I'm experiencing. It is not only my experience. You ask any Tom, Dick and Harry, any person, even for that matter, everyone will say, yes, it is a red apple, no doubt. But it is only because through our eyes and the sense organ called eye and also the mind, we are thinking that based on experience, we are thinking it is real. But in reality, it is not so. So this is what an example for the mithyatva. The world is an appearance. Brahma Satya, Jagan Mithya. When you keep on hearing it, what does it mean? What does it mean? It is not asat. It is not non-existence. It is existing, no doubt, but it has been appearing as something else. So the Brahman is appearing as the Jagat when you say, or the Mithyatva of Jagat when we speak, you can take this example of red apple. So the rejected wave, the red color, which has been rejected by the apple molecules, that is that when light falls on the apple, the reflection hits our eye, and the brain translates that light wave into the color red. And we decide, we experience, and we think that the apple is red. You see, simple phenomena, red apple phenomena, it is everyday experience for us. It is a red apple, red apple, red apple. But in reality, it is not so. So just I wanted to give an example how this mithyatva of the Jagat can be, more or less we can understand. So it is not a mere abstract concept or it is not mere thinking, rather it is a fact. All right. So after discussing this, now you can probably understand why it is so. Now we will try to go to the shloka. Hanta chen manyate hantum, ataschen manyate hatam, ubhautau na vijanitaha, nayam hantina anyate. If a person or if the killer thinks the Atman is killing, I am killing means the Atman is killing someone, and the person who is been killed, if such a person thinks that Atman can be killed, Atman can be destroyed, that means both of them, they do not know the truth. They are ignorant people. They are Vedantic fools. Means they may be Nobel laureates from the external point of view, from the Vedanta point of view, from the ultimate reality point of view. Both of them are ignorant. Why? The Atman can neither kill nor it can be killed. This is also again, it is a very famous sloka which we see in Bhagavad Gita. So from this actually the author is Yama here, the author Yama is trying to tell that the Atman is neither Karta nor Bhokta. Atman is neither the doer nor the enjoyer. Enjoyer means experiencer. Neither Karta nor Bhokta. Okay, this is also most of us we have heard. Still, we further analyze, if we further analyze, what do we understand here actually? Because to experience anything, when you experience, a thought is formed actually in the mind. It may be knowledge, it may be sensual experience, or it may be when I am talking and you are hearing some thoughts, you are trying to understand Katha Upanishad or Vedanta, their thoughts are rising actually. Means when thoughts are rising, that means mind is also continuously changing. But you are unchanged. When you are unchanged, means you are changeless. If the mind is undergoing the change during your experience, either doer or experiencer, then definitely that property belongs to the mind, and I am not the mind, or you are not the mind. So I am neither karta nor bhokta has been explained by this mantra actually. Then who is karta and who is bhokta? It is jiva can be considered as karta and bhokta, not the self. The jivatma, the embodied self, or the individual self can be at the most, can be karta or bhokta, enjoyer and the owner or the doer, but I am not. Then the moment you understand what happens, you can practice detachment. It's a wonderful idea to think from this loka that neither I am happy. When I say I am happy, when I say unhappy, both belongs to mind, not to me. When these, slokas, one is understanding the literal meaning. If you start deeply thinking the slokas, it can be practiced in day-to-day life. Oh, I am stressed because of some reason. When you say I am stressed, who is stressed there? Oh, Swamiji, I am stressed. When I ask, no, please think of Vedanta, whatever you are hearing in the classes. Who is stressed? My mind is stressed. Because stress is also an experience. I am happy. I am so delighted, Swamiji. Fine. When we are delighted, we don't think of Vedanta. We don't need, oh, Swami, please keep the Vedanta aside. I'm happy now. Don't boggle me. But when we are suffering, we think that's fine. But that either happiness or unhappiness in day-to-day things, whatever we experience, both are the qualities of the mind, or it is pertaining to the mind. It is not pertaining to me. So if we can detach during the experience, then I can be happy. So when Ramana Maharshi was asked, how can I end my suffering? The question now was asked by a spiritual aspirant to the Ramana Maharshi. Probably this fellow the aspirant was thinking Ramana Maharshi will give a big sermon, or he will bless him, he will do some miracle, or he will give some mantropadesha, something like that. He had his own idea. Ramana Maharshi said, very simple and profound truth. Try to know who is behind that suffering. Try to know, try to understand. No means you try to understand, try to hold on to that person, or to that, not person even, you can say really, to that who is aware of this suffering. The moment, if you can hold on to that awareness, who is aware of this suffering, suffering doesn't exist. Even if suffering exists, it doesn't boggle you. Same thing we can see in Ramana Maharshi's case. We all know that during his adolescent age, he had one fine day, he came from school and somehow he was feeling sleepy or tired. He slept and he had experience of death. That triggered him. That made him to leave his house, and he went to Tiruvannamalai in the foothills. In one of the cave he entered, he sat and he was started thinking, when I experienced the death, what is the nature of the death? Who is dying actually? Who was aware of this death experience, etc. Slowly, who am I? He could understand. And he could experience who am I. During this, because he was sitting in the cave, there was no enough sunlight and there was a dampness, and due to other unhygienic atmosphere, his skin got rotten. So much so that there were worms actually backside of his body. Added to that, some of the people who used to take the cow or buffalo for the gaze, they thought someone is hiding there or some danger is there. They threw stones on Ramana. So there was one side blood is oozing out, the other side slowly, the skin got rotten, and there were worms also actually the behind. That's what I heard the story. But Ramana was experiencing who am I. He was least bothered. So this is the beauty of Vedanta. When you put the Vedanta into practice, the world will not change. Probably sufferings and whatever the dualities we experience, that might not change. But you will not contaminated. I will not be carried over by any of these experiences. We are obsessed now. We are so much worried. We are so much concerned. We are so much sensitive in all these things. But when you study Vedanta, when you put into Vedanta, practice the Vedanta, it is not that it is an insensitivity. It is not like a rock or inert matter you will become. Rather, you will transcend all these things. So, neither Karta nor Bhokta, that is okay. From the devotee's point of view, we say everything is God's will. It is all God's will is happening. We all say that. That is the devotional angle. From the Gnana point of view, everything is done by the body and mind. That's what we see in the Sankhya Yoga, in the Kshetra Vibhaga Yoga, in the 13th chapter. I'm the Kshetragna, not the Kshetra. All these action and experiences belongs to Kshetra, not the Kshetragna. Kshetragna is aware of all these things, but it is only belong to Kshetra. Then what about this Bandha and Mukti? Mandukya Karika very clearly says, Vedantas also says very clearly, Bandha and Mukti also, it is for your Sukshma Sharira, for your mind, not for you. Because I was never bound, I am never bound, and I will be never bound. On this bondage and freedom, it is only for mind. So I am not in bondage. My mind is in bondage because of wrong thinking. What a great idea. So simple, so profound, so subtle. And until now, there is no other philosophy which can tell this. I am never bound. I was never bound. I am never bound. I will be never bound. If at all the bondage exists, it is only for my mind, body and mind, not for me. If we can hold on to this idea, we can cross any things, any problems, any challenges or whatever. In the midst of all the dualities, ups and downs in our life, I can be happy, I can be calm, I can be quiet. Remember the thief story I told last class. So you will travel from what to so what. So when you say, I am neither Karta nor Bhokta means what? Even Papa Punya also belongs to mind, not for me. That doesn't mean that I can be careless. I can be responsible. No, because Papa Punya does not belong to me, so I don't care and I do whatever I want. No. Ethics and morality is the basis for our spiritual life even. But even the Papa Punya also belongs to the mind, not for me. I am beyond Papa and Punya. I am beyond happiness and sorrow. I am beyond all the dualities. I am that non-dual, eternal, indestructible self. So this subtle idea has been told in a beautiful symbolic, probably in a symbolical way in the this shloka. So just I told why all these things. If you take a shloka, one is a surface meaning or literal meaning, whatever the translation of the Sanskrit mantras, shlokas. If you go deep, you will be able to collect these pearls. When you can understand, when you can meditate, and when you can put into practice, you will be very happy actually. Now one more beautiful shloka is coming again. Anoraniyan mahato mahiyan atmasya jantur nihato guhayam tamakratu pashyati vita shokaha dhatu prasadan mahimanam atmanam. So this is also one more important shloka about the Atma Lakshana. Again, one more shloka about my biodata, my own biodata. It is everyone's biodata. Why? Because it is the nature. It is the biodata of the Atman. It is the biodata of the consciousness. Since we are all consciousness, I am the consciousness. It is my biodata. Okay. So, Anoraniyan, Mahato Mahiyan. I am smaller than the smallest. I am bigger than the biggest. Tautology again. Oh, Yama has lost his mind. How can he say that the self can be smaller than the smallest, bigger than the biggest? Either you can say something is microscopic. We can understand. It is subtler than the atom. You can say, yes, understandable. It is bigger than the Himalayan mountain or whatever exists, the biggest thing. It is bigger than the biggest. Yes, possibility. At the same time, it is smaller than the smallest and it is bigger than the biggest. How it is possible? It is not possible. It is illogical. If you think no. So here the intention of the rishis or the intention of the Yama is what? It is never the object, it is always the subject. To make us understand this type of seemingly contradictory statements they make in the Upanishads. It is the art of teaching. So it is only to make us understand that Atman is the subject, it is never the object. Then Atmasya jantoho nihato guhaya. The seat of the Atman is where guhaya, the cave, heart cave. Tamakratu pashyati vitashokaha. One who sees that he will be vitashoka. Vita means free. Free from where? Suffering, free from unhappiness. Dhatu prasadan mahimana matmanaham. So earlier it was related to the body. Consciousness is in the body. So if a person is killed and if a person is killing, both of them, if they think that Atman can be killed, it is not true. So the self was more or less at the surface level. They may think it is only limited to the body. Now, for here, so the Yama is continuing that don't think that consciousness is limited to body alone. It is all pervasive. So it is in the body also. All right. But only we need a body to recognize the consciousness. And I think Shankaracharya in his commentary, he gives a beautiful, example of the flower garland. There was a very thin, light white color thread for an example. Generally, if you see just a thread, a small piece of thread, if it is hanging, we cannot see immediately until otherwise very minutely if you observe, very sharp observation if you got, you may observe, otherwise you will not be able to see the thread properly. But if you add the flowers to the thread to prepare a garland, then what happens? You will be able to see the thread. Whether you'll be able to see the thread, we'll be able to understand very clearly. Thread is holding all the flowers. So similarly, the Brahman is holding the whole world. The Brahman is the substratum for the entire world. So here, one more thing, probably again, the consciousness is all pervasive. Anoraniyan Mahatomayan from telling that consciousness is, or the Atman is all pervasive. How that idea has been told here, they are using from the Sat point of view. When it comes to innate objects, Sat aspect is being stressed. When it comes to beings, especially human being, the Chit aspect is being, Chittara Ananda aspect is being, stressed. But that doesn't mean that Sat, Chit, Ananda are three different aspects. They are synonyms. All right. Now, Sat. Sat means what? Easiness. There is a chair. There is a table. There is a car. There is a mobile. There is a house. There is a town. So everywhere there is a one common adverb is. That is what called Sat, means existence. That existence-ness has been derived, has been borrowed from the Sat for all their existence of the objects. Or objects have borrowed the existence-ness or the existence from the self or from the consciousness. This might go above the head for some of you, I can understand. How to understand? You went to the ocean bed, say for an example. You went and you were observing the ocean or the sea. The small waves, beautiful. Big waves, bigger waves. Okay. Then when the wave comes to the banks, the sand, and it's going back, then you will see foam and water bubbles. So small waves, big waves, fine. Types of waves you are seeing the sea foam, you are seeing water bubbles, you are seeing. Yes, but in all of them, water is the constant. If you remove the water, wave ceases to exist. If you remove the water bubble ceases to exist. If you remove the water foam ceases to exist. For all of them, water is the basic thing, an object, because of which all these are appearing. That's what we are trying to say here. And one more example I can give is golden ornaments. I purchased 100 grams of gold. I know the present rate is so costly. It is very difficult, but just for discussion's sake, 100 grams of gold you purchased. In 10 grams, you made a nose ring. In another 10 or 15 grams, you made a maybe small earrings. Then 20, 30 grams you made a bangles probably. So like that you made a different ornaments. They have got different shapes. Based on their shapes and utilities, we have got different names. But if you remove the gold, all the golden ornaments ceases to exist. So the existence of the golden ornaments depending on the gold. So gold is independent existence and all the ornaments have got dependent existence, because if you remove the gold, all the golden ornaments ceases to exist. So similarly, the whole world, like for its existence, it is depending on the Sat or the Atman. The moment when the Atman, if you withdraw, it cannot be withdrawn, but for discussion's sake, if it is withdrawn, then the world ceases to exist. So existence here it is a field. For example, I can give one more. Existence is like a field, and we are waves within that field. Like for example, there was a 3 acres of land, farmland. We purchased and we tilted and we cleaned everything. There's a plain land of 3 acres. Then afterwards, we divided into different sites. 10 by 20, 20 by 40, 30 by 60, 100 by 100, like that. We made a different site plans and we sold. Then the buyers brought each 1 or 2 sites and they built a shop, they built probably houses, they built a villa or whatever. Earlier it was a one single piece of land. It was appearing that in one space. Now say 25 houses has been built in the 3 acres of land. Now 25 houses consists of 25 spaces. It appears that space has been divided. That's all we all use it, no doubt. But in reality, space is not been divided. It is only an appearance. So similarly, existence is a field. We are only waves. All right. That is what Anoraniyan Mahatomayan. Atmasya Janto Nihato Guhaya. All right. When you say Atman is all pervasive, where can I find? Well, you can find anywhere, because when it is all pervasive, it is available everywhere. But still, for you to start to recognize it, so the Atmasya Jantor Nihato Guhayam means it is in your guha, in your heart actually. So according to the Vedantins, brain is the work office place for the manas and the heart is the residential address for the manas. You don't live always in the office. You go for work and again you return to the house. So brain, whatever the brain is the office place, and the heart is what the residential quarters for the manas, according to the Vedanta. All right. Then if all these things fine, then why I am not able to see this? Why am I not able to understand? Why I am not able to hold on to this Vedantic convictions? Yes, more or less now we are understanding these things. Then why we are not able to hold on? Why? Because mind is distracted. Because of desires, because of the impressions and whatever, mind is distracted, diverted, restless. Because of that, I am unable to understand my real nature. Just like if the mirror is shaky and it is covered with a dust, I cannot see my reflection, the reflection of my face. That doesn't mean that my face doesn't exist, or my face is blurred, or my face is it is becoming shaky, or it is becoming thin and thick at the same time. No, because mirror is shaky, mirror is with full of dust, I'm not able to see my face reflection of my face properly. So same way, because my heart is filled with a dirt, I am not able to see my reflection properly. So all our sadhana is what? To cleanse the mirror. Just like when you clean the mirror, you'll be able to see your reflection. So when you clean your mirror called mind here, we will be able to see the reflection. So all our sadhana is what? Removal of the impurities of the mind and making right the understanding. Means the cognition at the cognitive level. I'm not the body, I'm not the mind, I'm the soul, I'm the self. But I have a body and mind. Self has a body and mind, no doubt, but I am the indestructible, eternal self. And when such a person, one who understands this, understands means one who gets convinced, one who gets hold on to it, one who gets experienced, means wrong understanding is removed. Such a person will be free from grief and sorrow. So what is the beauty of Vedanta? Why should I study Vedanta? What is the use or benefit of Advaita Vedanta? If you ask, the Yama is telling that by understanding this and by experiencing this, you will be free from sorrow and the grief. That is what Advaita Vedanta gives. So, I think in the Vedanta Sara, the aim of the Vedanta has been told beautifully. What is that? I think I have told in some other class also. When you study Vedanta, when you put into the practice, Atyantika Dukkha Nivrutti Paramananda Prapti. Ananda Prapti, yes, I mean obtaining a happiness. Paramananda, obtaining a supreme bliss or everlasting bliss. Okay, that's the one thing. And not only that, Atyantika Dukkha Nivrutti. Nivrutti means removal. Removal of what? Dukkha. Removal of unhappiness. Removal of sorrow or removal of suffering. How much? Because today I was unhappy because I didn't have money. Someone gave money or I got a paycheck. I am happy today. Or few days I will be happy. But again some problem comes. Again my happiness is limited, bound by time and space. But whereas Atyantika Dukkha Nivritti means it is a complete cessation of all sufferings. So that is the beauty of the Vedanta. That is the benefit of Vedanta. One is attainment of everlasting bliss and the cessation of all sufferings actually. That is why we should study Vedanta. Again, on the lighter side, that is the reason you should attend classes, Upanishad classes or the Vedanta classes, so that at least in day-to-day thing, when you get into problem, you can remember, if at all if you remember, oh, I heard that from Swamiji, that or Upanishad, that I am the self, not the body and mind, then why should I suffer? Or why should I get unnecessary carried over by all these things? Even at that, when the problem comes, if you can hold on to that Vedantic understanding, it will act as a shock absorber. Lot of stress can be removed, stress can be reduced, mental peace can be attained, at least at some part of mental peace can be achieved. That is the beauty of Vedanta, efficacy of the Vedanta. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Tat Sat. Shri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu. Yeah, if you've got any questions, I'll be happy to answer. So no questions. Fine. Everyone is calm and everyone is meditating or contemplating the time the self looks like.
Maharaj, what is the meaning of Dhatu Prasadan?
Dhatu Prasadaha. Where did you hear this?
Last line, 20th sloka, Tamakratu Pashyati Bito Shoko, Dhatu Prasadan Mahiman
Dhatu
Amatmana.
Prasadan Mahimana Matmana. Yeah. Dhatu Prasadat. Dhatu Prasad means to the serenity of the organs. Here Dhatu means organs and Prasada means serenity basically. Basically, once you experience you are the self, what happens? You will be free from grief, and to experience your mind should be calm. So here Manaprasada actually, Dhatu Prasada here Manaprasada. Especially when your mind is calm, then you will be able to experience you are the self. The serenity of the mind is been told as Dhatu Prasada here. And without that, you cannot really experience I am the self. Could you understand?
Yes, Maharaj.
Yeah, because I
And
think I was
you said,
telling you, I was giving an example of mirror. When the mirror is shaky and dusty, I cannot see my reflection of my face. So similarly, if my mind is, what do you say, having a desires and restless and dirty, having a impure thoughts, ideas, and etc., I cannot reflect or I cannot understand my real nature. So that's why Dhatu Prasada has been told.
and what is the meaning of Akratu?
One minute.
Tamakratu Prashyati Akratu.
Yeah. Tam akratu pashyati vitashoka dhatu prasad mahimana mata. Tam akratu. Yeah. Akratu means the desireless one. Akratuhu means the desireless one. And tam will actually, it goes to the mahimanam actually. Akratuhu pashyati tam mahimanam atmanah dhatu prasadat vitashokaha bhavati. Bhavati kriyapada has to be added, of course. Akratuhu
Pranam
means
Swamiji.
the desireless one. How one can be desireless? Again, by understanding I am the self, not the body and mind. By that one can become desireless.
And one more thing you told that Anaro Aniyan Mahato Mahiyan, that is told to emphasize that Atman is subject, not object. So
Yes. Yes. Atman is subtler than the subtlest and the bigger than the biggest. When you say Anoranihan Mahatomayan, by that actually Vedanta is trying to tell that Atman is the subject, not the object. That is the intention actually. Without knowing that, people tell, oh, you see Upanishads, they don't understand themselves, they are confused. They make such type of statements actually, unfortunately.
because it is a tautology, so that is why we have to think that it cannot be the object.
Yeah, rather I will put like this, it is an art of teaching and it is a way of teaching. Now, say straight away they can say, oh, Atman is like in the Dugdashya Viveka, if you remember, Aham Druk na Drushya. It is told straight away. I am the seer, never the seen. It has been told straight away. Like that, here also the Rishi or the Yama could have said, I am the self, never the body and mind, not the world and its objects and etc. Or I am the subject and not the object. They could have told straight away, but it is their way of teaching. Anoraniyan Mahato Mahiyan, by telling that, they are trying to tell that the Atman is the subject, not the object. Or it is a consciousness and it is not the matter. Yeah.
Thank you much.
Yeah, Vishwa.
Swamiji, Pranam. You explained the Sat part of it. That means the consciousness pervades everything, all inanimate objects. And Chit, I think that also you explained. But could you give once again an example of how to think about Chit in this case?
See, yeah, when it comes to inert matters, Sat aspect is being stressed. Why?
Yes.
Because in the inert objects like a stone, if someone asks for the Vedantin, do you say, or what is your opinion that does consciousness exist in the stone also? The Vedantin says yes. Then why stone is not aware? Because there is no reflecting medium called the mind or the subtle body.
Okay.
Just like the dead body. When you say a person is living and dead, what happens? The consciousness is common either in the physical living body, in the dead body also. In the dead body also consciousness exists. And before dead, the person live when he is living, there also consciousness exists. Then why we call him person is dead? Because there is a lack of subtle body. It is also a reflecting medium. Because there is no reflecting medium or subtle body, that's why we said the person is dead. Okay, so reflecting medium is very important to experience the consciousness or to be aware of the awareness. So when you say in the inert objects like a stone, for an example, there is no reflecting medium, or in a simple way, if you want me to say, subtle body. So that's why the stone is not aware of consciousness. So that's the reason Sat part has been given with these things. And when it comes to conscious beings, Sat also has been told, but Chit and Ananda has been given stress. Like, I am aware. Okay, I am aware of Vishwa. I am aware that so many people are listening to my talk. I am aware that I am sitting on a chair. I am aware that today I came late for the class. I am aware that I could understand something of Upanishads today. or I am aware that I couldn't understand the Upanishads because it was too difficult, or it went above the head. So all these are all events, or maybe actions, or maybe experiences. But here there is a one common phenomena which is awareness, because of which I am aware of everything. I am aware of heat, I am aware of cold, I am aware of sorrow, I am aware of happiness, I am aware of loss, I am aware of profit. Isn't it? Again, this is all pertaining to the particular object, or either aware of presence of an object, aware of absence of an object, aware of a particular experience, aware of emotions, aware of thoughts, aware of existence of different personalities or whatever. But I am that awareness because of everyone, I'm aware of everything. Yeah. So one more example can be given is like for chit. Even if you see from your birth to till now, that the experience of I is constant.
Yeah.
When you were at 5 or 6 years, whatever you had in your own imagination of yourself, but that I was constant. And now you are grown up and you've got a lot of experience, a lot of exposure. You have come back, you have come outside the country, you were in US, now you are in Germany. So your exposure about the world, culture, civilizations are different. So your knowledge horizon has increased. But that awareness of all these things, and that the feeling of that I is a constant everywhere. You may be aware of so many things. You may not be aware of so many things, but that awareness is constant. And I am that awareness. And one more example, the Upanishads tries to give, or the commentators, they try to tell, sunlight, sun. No, sun is not doing anything actually. Sun is there, that's all. Now someone is working, someone is sleeping, someone is cleaning the utensils, someone is farming, someone is going to purchase vegetables from market. So people are doing their activities in the presence of sunlight. In the presence of sun is sunlight, but sun is not doing anything actually. Sun is not doing anything, first point. Sun is also not affected by anything. Because a group of people are using the sun for good thing, sunlight. Some people are using sunlight for bad thing, bad actions. So sun is getting contaminated? No. But sun is not doing anything. He's just present actually. So when I say I am awareness, I am aware of all these things we try to explain. I am there. In my presence, all these activities are happening. But now I am attached. I am attached now. I am doing, I am thinking. No, in my presence, everything is happening actually. That's where Sakshi Bhava, the witness mode, comes into picture. Yeah.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Yeah.
That clarified things.
All right. Thank you.